Welcome to Bella Home Decor, where timeless elegance meets all interior design. Bonanza is an American Western television series that ran on NBC from September 12, 1959, to January 16, 1973. The title Bonanza is a term used by miners in regard to a large vein or deposit of silver or, from Spanish bonanza, rich or body, and commonly refers to the 1859 revelation of the Comstock lode of rich silver ore mines under the town of Virginia City, not far from the fictional Ponderosa Ranch that the Cartwright family operated. The Ponderosa Ranch, in Lake Tahoe, a sprawling, historic family ranch that's been lovingly updated for the modern world. The great room still glows with its massive stone fireplace, but solar panels hide on the barn roof, and the family gathers around a vintage dining table with laptops and old maps side by side. Ben Cartwright III. The patriarch's great-great-grandson, 55, rugged but thoughtful. He spent his life keeping the ranch alive through droughts, development threats, and family feuds. He balances tradition with progress. He's just overseen the big Ponderosa makeover, opening parts of it to ecotourism and historical tours to keep it financially viable. Adam Cartwright. His eldest child, 32. An architect who left for the city but returned to help redesign the ranch interior, he wants to honor his ancestors but struggles with small-town life. He's the brainy one, always trying to keep the family history alive through sustainable building and land preservation. Ben's nephew, 28. A gentle giant, he runs the horse program and helps with conservation efforts. He's beloved by the ranch hands and local community. He wants to expand the ranch's outreach with equine therapy for veterans and troubled teens. Josephine Jo Cartwright, Little Joe's namesake. Ben's youngest, 25. She's the wild spirit, a barrel racer, social media savvy, and determined to share the Ponderosa's story online. She butts heads with Adam over what's sacred and what needs to change. The Cartwrights are fighting to save their land. A new developer wants to buy up part of the Ponderosa to build luxury vacation homes. The family is torn: sell off a piece to secure their future, or risk everything to preserve the ranch the way their ancestors dreamed? Meanwhile, the local reservation wants to partner on historical tours that finally tell the full, honest story of the land, including parts the original Bonanza never showed. Joe sees this as the ranch's future. Adam is hesitant to open old wounds. Ben struggles to keep the family together as old secrets come to light. Through it all, the newly restored Ponderosa is both their anchor and battleground, the home that ties them to their roots, but also their best chance to move forward. The kitchen, large hearth-style cooking area, rustic wood cabinetry. With modern appliances hidden behind wood panels, a big farmhouse island for prep and gathering, open shelves with copper pots and cast iron. Decor, stone backsplash in earthy tones. It was 1,000 square miles to the original ranch on the shores of Lake Tahoe, nestled high in the Sierra Nevada, with a large ranch house in the center of it. Ben Cartwright was said to have built the original, smaller homestead after moving from New Orleans with his pregnant third wife Marie and his two sons, Adam and Haas. The new ranch dining room, long, rugged farmhouse table. Mismatched antique chairs refinished for comfort, wagon wheel chandelier with updated Edison bulbs, sliding doors to an outdoor dining porch. Native textiles and vintage Western table runners, simple wildflower centerpieces. New blood, old wounds. The Cartwrights gather to celebrate the grand reopening of the newly renovated Ponderosa Ranch. But the return of an estranged family member, a land developer's aggressive buyout offer, and a discovery on the ranch threaten to tear the family apart before the party ends. Handcrafted wooden bed frames, Navajo-style blankets, warm colors. Modern linens for extra comfort, built-in wardrobes that look antique outside but modern inside, subtle reading lights. Antique trunks, woven rugs, old family portraits. This is Haas Cartwright, the gentle giant bedroom. King-size reclaimed timber bed frame, hand-carved with a subtle Western motif of horse silhouettes. Plush mattress with modern linens in earthy colors, think deep green, warm rust, and cream. Layered wool blanket that is a vintage-style quilt of a family heirloom. Suede throw pillows with subtle Western embroidery. This is Ben Cartwright III and the oldest bedroom. Adam Cartwright's bedroom feels like a modern architect's Western retreat, thoughtful, functional, and rooted in the Ponderosa's story. The clean lines, reclaimed wood, and heirloom details show that while Adam dreams big for the ranch's future, he'll never forget where it came from. Josephine Joe Cartwright's bedroom. Ranch girl meets indie traveler. A mix of rustic, vintage Western, and colorful boho. Queen-size bed with a reclaimed wood, a bit weathered, but with character. A rustic wall hooks for her collection of cowboy hats, and small vintage writing desk. During preparations on the ranch, a truck pulls up. It's Luke Cartwright, Ben's estranged brother, who left decades ago under shady circumstances. He claims he's back to make amends, but Joe overhears him negotiating separately with the developer. The guest bunkhouse has timber walls and modern bunk beds for guests, with en-suite bathrooms, with cozy bedding, and a reading nook. Cowhide rugs, iron wall hooks for hats and coats. The barn and stables, with classic timber barn structure. Eco-friendly upgrades, solar panels disguised on the roof, organized tack room with modern storage, indoor-outdoor flow for horses. Rustic signage, antique saddles displayed. At the Ponderosa Ranch late that night, Luke meets with Evan Royce near the barn to sign the sale papers. Joe catches them and secretly films the exchange. But before the deal is sealed, Haas rides up with Sheriff Lopez. The bones are confirmed as over a century old, but with signs of foul play tied to an old Cartwright legend. In the great room, the Cartwrights sit in silence, the flickering fireplace casting long shadows. Joe plays her video of Luke's betrayal. Ben stands to confront his brother. Adam looks at the old family portrait, then at the land through the huge windows. Outside, under the moonlight, the empty Ponderosa pasture stretches for miles, beautiful, haunted, and now, with this new mystery, more valuable than ever. Who was buried on the Ponderosa, and why? Will the Cartwrights sell out, or find a way to keep the ranch whole? And what other secrets does Luke hold?